I thought I would do another video, a carry on from my video looking at Asperger syndrome. I done one about childhood. I'll put the link in the bottom bar thingy. This time I thought I would talk about education and learning. As you might know if you watched my coping with bullying video, I had a lot of difficulties at high school. It was really not a nice experience. But I'm at college now and I'm finding that easier environment to learn, and I'm also doing Open University, which I absolutely love, because I'm learning what I really want to learn, and I find that very helpful. At the late diagnosis group that I went to when I got diagnosed with Asperger's, the section on education and learning was quite good, and I'm just going to read the notes that I got given, what people with Asperger's might find difficult. Noise, like other children, the chairs, the blackboard. Noise, it hasn't been that much difficulty for me personally. Sometimes, like if I'm trying to do maths or something, and people are making a noise, it just distracts me. Like if I don't have a calculator, like if I'm trying to calculate in my head, the noise does distract me. But I think that's normal for everyone. Breaks, breaks in food and lesson, destructive, and focusing. Like if they're focusing on some work and then suddenly there's a break, I find it quite difficult to get back and focus. That for me is quite difficult. When I'm doing my Open University, I'll just sit and study for like 5 hours straight and be like, right, I've studied, I don't need a break. Because if I have a break, it's quite hard to get back into the focus of what you're studying. And the structure to the day, like primary school, there's one class, one teacher, one set of people. And then changing to secondary school, you've got different teachers, different classrooms, different people. That is quite difficult for people with Asperger's, and organising themselves, like to have the certain things. I like to think I'm organised. I like to plan everything. I'm like, must check I've got everything that I need and everything that I might need. I'm one of them people. Transitions from primary school to secondary school, college and uni. But I think everyone finds that difficult. I don't think it's just specifically for people with Asperger's or autism. I don't think that's any different. Learning style. I found that loads of different people learn in different ways. Some people can learn just by reading, and some people it's by seeing something. Sometimes it's by doing the thing that you're learning. That's what I think most schools kind of don't do. I'm trying to remember. My high school, we had learning support, and I think they done different types of learning. But what I found with people who are on the autistic spectrum, they need the very, very clear direction. Some people, well, yeah, like it needs to be described in a certain way. I found that with my maths, if I'm taught it by showing me the sum and breaking the sum down and putting different colours to show me where the numbers will go and change, that is way easier than just saying, right, this is how you do it. Otherwise I just don't get it. Sometimes if a child or person may have delayed processing, so if they're told information, then it'll take a while to understand the information. Bullying, yeah, I think everyone's experienced bullying, but apparently this is like saying that they're too easy targets, and saying that some teachers don't understand Asperger's, and then might think that the child is just misbehaving or not listening, and then the teachers kind of targets them. Apparently that happens way too often, but I was bullied by teachers, but it wasn't because of my Asperger's that I was bullied, it was just because I was different. Yeah, exams, too much thinking, anxiety and things, but everyone stresses about exams. I think that with someone with AS, it's kind of amplified, the stress, the anxiety, so it's more visible. It disrupts what they're doing more than someone who doesn't have AS. But I think that different people cope with things differently and can show it in different ways. Some people with exams, they'll be so stressed about it, they'll study for hours and hours and hours, and some people, will be too scared to study. I'm kind of like with exams, I don't want to study too much because then I'll get too stressed, and if I get too stressed then I'll worry too much, and then I'll just go in a ghastly circle and I'll just completely freak out. But with learning, I think there should be more different ways to learn, like at school, especially in primary school. I think if you learn the way the students got to learn when they're like 4 or 5, then it's much easier than going up to high school and being like, I just don't get it. I think that people should take more consideration to the different ways of learning that there are, and kind of make it available to people. Faithless, I don't wanna be